Yo, how's everyone doing? Welcome back for some more Forza Horizon 3. Today I'm sharing with you my all-wheel drive Dodge Viper tune. And if you didn't already know, the Horizon Edition Dodge Viper is one of my favorite cars in this game. Certainly one of my favorite Horizon Editions, and it really opened up my eyes because I never really liked the Dodge Viper before, ever. And the Horizon Edition one, though, is so much fun to drive. And it's a really good car, so it inspired me to make this right here. I bought myself another 08 Dodge Viper, and I decided I wanted to make an all-wheel drive setup, and I could not be happier with how this came out. Every time I drive this car, it literally puts a smile on my face because it is that much fun to drive, and it's that good of a car. So today I'm just going to share with you some gameplay of this thing so you can see what it does out on the racetrack, and also my tuning setup, which you can download if you would like to. And then I'm also going to go on to show you some tips on how you can tune your car to handle like this, because I put a lot of time into this and really figuring out what I needed to do to make this thing handle better, because when I made it all-wheel drive, it really changed the car. It felt nothing like the rear-wheel drive Viper, and that's the thing, when you make something all-wheel drive, it really changes the characteristics of the car, so you definitely have to rework things so that the car reaches its full potential again. And the main goals that I had with this car, what I really wanted it to be good at, was kind of like what the Horizon Edition is good at. It has superior braking, really good handling, which means it turns in really quickly. It responds when you turn the wheel or your controller stick or whatever you use to turn, and it's just very responsive. That's what it comes down to. It does exactly what you want it to do, and it does it pretty much right away without any delay or, sluggishness or anything like that, and that's what makes the car fun to drive. But while doing that, I still made this thing have extremely fast acceleration. This thing is a rocket. And if I had to say what weaknesses this thing had, it doesn't have that ultimate top speed. I think the top speed's about 257, which you'll see the exact statistics here in a little bit. But this car is absolutely not for drifting whatsoever, and it's not for any type of off-road. This is made for just asphalt, but it is very, very good at what it does on the asphalt, so that's exactly what it was tuned for. I would not recommend trying to use this for anything else, even though it is all-wheel drive. It's still not really designed for the off-road bumpiness and all that, but here's my tune, which I literally just put up today. You can go and download that, give it a try if you would like to, and I highly recommend that you really play with it a few times. Don't just drive it once or race it once and be like, it's okay or it's not that great. You really got to get used to the car because this car feels a lot different than other cars do. But I want to start talking a little bit about how I tune this thing and some of the things I learned when tuning this thing, and one thing was the tires, and all these little things. It's amazing how it can really change the way the car feels, because right when I did this all-wheel drive setup at first, this thing felt like crap when I pulled it out of the garage the first time. I really had to continue testing it over and over as I tweak things, and what I learned here just from reading the description is that if you have the front tire pressure a little bit higher than the rear tire pressure, it can actually make the car's ability to turn in greater, which is a good thing because you want the car to respond quicker. But you don't want there to be too much of a difference, because then you'll have excessive oversteer, and if you have that, your car's going to respond a little bit too much, more than you want it to, and it can cause you to spin out, miss turns, and all the things that you don't want. So you want to have the right balance and make sure that you don't have too much of a difference between the front and the rear tire pressure. Another thing that was really important to making this car have the handling that it does was the alignment tuning, and I'm not someone who has a lot of knowledge about cars in the real world, so I kind of just read the descriptions, and they're what helped me the most, just reading these descriptions that the Forza team puts in these games, and that's to help people like me, and I'm sure there's tons of other people out there who don't really know exactly what these things do when you tweak around with them, like the front camber and the front toe and things like that. Like, I have no idea what that means, but after reading the description about camber, which I highly recommend anyone who wants to tune their car and doesn't really know too much about it, really read the descriptions because they can help you out. But negative camber reduces understeer and increases your cornering grip, and these are both really good things for this tuning setup, and it's exactly what I wanted, because understeer is what makes your car less responsive, and you want your car to be more responsive. When you say to turn, you want the car to turn, so you want to reduce understeer, and obviously increasing your cornering grip, making sure your tires stay on the asphalt when you're turning at high speeds is exactly what you want. Now the thing is though, it also reduces your straight line grip, and obviously you don't want that, so you just want a little bit of negative camber, but you don't want a ton. So I have 0.5 degrees, and this worked out perfectly, and you should be able to tell when you drive this car that it handles very well, and this was definitely another big part. Even though it's such a minor thing, it really makes the car feel a lot better. I also learned that toe out increases your turn-in response, which again is good. It increases your responsiveness, but it also decreases stability. So again, it's all about balance. You just want to have a little bit of this stuff and it'll help your car, but you don't want to have too much or it'll ruin a different aspect of your car. So it's all about that balance. You really want to keep that in mind whenever you're tuning. But that's pretty much all I have to share with you today. I don't want to throw too much at everyone because this stuff can be very confusing. I know how it is. I was there when I knew absolutely nothing about this stuff, and eventually after just playing these games a lot and really paying attention to these descriptions and even just doing some research online, I mean, you can really learn a lot about this stuff. And I'm someone who loves cars. I'm not someone who's like a mechanic though that knows everything about the motor and just every part of the car, but I love driving cars and I love driving in general, so that's why I love playing these games. But I really hope that everyone finds this video helpful or useful in one way or another, and I really hope that you enjoy this tuning setup and enjoy driving this car. So I really would like some honest opinions though. If you hate the car, can't stand the way it drives, be straight up, just tell me that. And if you love the car, like the car, just let me know. But thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you all again very soon. Peace out.